Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast. It certainly is exciting to be here at the Build Expo 2023. I'm Alan Dale. With me as always, my good buddy, Jerry Carew. Lindsay, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Lindsay Hynes. I'm the sales manager at Concrete Products. And I'm also the manufacturers and suppliers section chair with the Newfoundland Labrador Construction Association.
So, Lindsay, you didn't start there. Where did your journey begin to get you to exactly that point in time?
I started working for a company called PowerVac. It's now Belfor, known as Belfor.
Yeah.
So I started working with them in an administration role, I guess, back in 2002. I progressed into an office management position with them, and then I went out into some outside sales with one of their suppliers. I was there for about 9 years. Did outside sales for a company for a couple of years, and then I went to Ride Out Tool and Machine on Kemet Road. So I did sales for them across the island for 7 years. And in 2019, I started with my current role with Concrete Products.
Lindsay, why was construction always something in your wheelhouse? Why was that something that
It kind of just happened. I really didn't, originally when I wanted to be an RCMP officer, but that didn't work out. So I kind of went and done an IT course at Keene College when I graduated high school. And at the time, PowerVac was starting to grow. So, and I know the owner. I know him very, very well, the previous owner. And he said, "Well, we need to start getting somebody. We don't really have computers. We're still handwriting our invoices." Sure. So they said, "We'll take you on for a work term for 7 weeks." And I stayed for 9 years.
That's quite a work term.
That's quite a work term. Key program, great program, I'm sure.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, pretty applied.
Never did
hands-on.
work in the field, but it gave me knowledge. Yeah.
Gave you the knowledge to move into that. So you stayed there for 9 years and had a good journey there and stayed within the construction world. So now you're working with the association. Tell me what you do with the association.
So I'm the manufacturers, suppliers, and services section chair.
Okay.
So we host 4 section meetings each throughout the year. So we bring in, the manufacturers and suppliers that are members of the association, and we just have conversations. Sometimes we'll bring in speakers, or just about issues that people are seeing. And so then when we have our board meetings, then we can bring it back to the board, the issues that people in our sectors are feeling.
Right, providing that nice conduit, and I'm sure connecting people together in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, and then while the board functions, we had our lobster boil last week, and then
very well attended.
It was really good, yeah. And then the women in construction, I've been involved with that too, which is a great.
You've watched that grow over the years?
So this year has been amazing, and the convention there the fall, and it was awesome. And I've attended some of the off-site sessions that they've been hosting, some like the couple of classes that they've had Tanya come in and do, and it's been awesome.
So you would have been a big part of that right from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That must feel good.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're forging paths for other people that come behind you, right?
Yeah.
See themselves in this industry, and maybe they'll see somebody like you on a podcast like that and say, I can do that, right? That's pretty cool. Any mentors you had along the way that you talk about, people that have made a real impact on your career?
I would say Henry Power, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where was Henry?
So he was the owner of PowerVac. Yeah. So I've known him since I was a kid, but definitely somebody that I've leaned on my whole career. And when I decided to make the move to Concrete Products, after 7 years of doing what I was doing with Ride Outs, he was definitely one who help guide me through that, you know.
Right.
Is he still around now?
He is, yeah. I still talk to him all the time, yeah.
Yeah, so you can run ideas by him.
I do, yeah.
Still a mentor.
He is,
It's
yeah.
amazing, Alan. A mentor for life, really.
Yeah, 100%, right? You're lucky to have that,
Yeah.
and it's an important thing. Shout out to Henry for guiding you to where you are. So, the Newfoundland Labrador Construction Association, we find a very, very collaborative group offering so much to their members, whether it be in the back end, which stuff that you don't even see, with advocacy, with government and things like that, but also connector events that we talk about, like one we're in now. Tell us, why people should consider being a part of the association.
For me, it's the networking. It's being able to get out and meet and associate with people, and some of the social events are great. Like, I tend to be a little bit timid, as like I was coming
You
here.
were dying to get on this podcast.
Yeah. So I find that it kind of forces you out of your element and to get out and meet people and learn the industry, and like I said, things that I'm seeing could be helping what could help others, or what they're feeling or doing can help what we're doing. So it's a good way to collaborate with people, in competitors and customers.
Right.
Lindsay, it's interesting, you classify yourself as timid, but you've survived in the construction industry, in sales no less. So what I like about that comment about yourself, saying you're timid is one thing, but I think what you actually do in reality is much less than timid. Would that be an accurate description of you?
Probably.
I would say you're humble, more so than timid,
maybe.
right? Yeah, which is fantastic. It's good to be humble, for sure. So tell me now, the company you work for right now,
Yeah.
what do they do?
So New Crete Investments is the parent company, I'll call it. So there's seven companies underneath the New Crete umbrella.
Wow.
So right from St. John's to as far as Grand Falls. So we are the leader in concrete supply in Newfoundland.
Wow.
In any form, like blocks and
Yeah.
cement mixers?
Cement mixers, yeah. So we've got over 80 cement mixers. We've
80?
got, yeah. We've got, I think, like 12 or 13 pump trucks. We've got
We're
stone
not going to
slingers.
fact check you on these numbers.
We've got stone slingers.
Yeah.
We also, the office I work out of on East White Hills, we have the fully automated block production facility. So we manufacture right here in Newfoundland masonry block, paving stones, retaining walls, all made right here in St. John's. So we do that, and we supply them all across the island as well. And then we have a precast division. So that does your manholes, your stress girders, we do burial vaults, all your water, sewer, recon, retaining walls.
So when the Premier was talking about big investments in infrastructure today, you must be thinking, wow, this is like getting right in your wheelhouse, yeah?
Yeah. No, that's
exciting time. So on that note, on what the Premier was talking about and all of the things that are happening in Newfoundland and Labrador right now, it must be a tremendously exciting time to be in this industry.
It is, yeah. I must say, there's always something new, and it's one thing I love about, and what I've loved about construction and doing this is that there's always something new. No day is the same. Every day is different. Every day is a challenge. Every day there's a new task or a new project or a new thing to come to life, right? So it's not mundane. It's not, it's always exciting, and seeing the projects go from start to finish is just.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're a role model, Lindsay. What would you say to those young people that are out there now in high school looking at career options? What would you tell them about the construction industry?
It's very rewarding. I like I said, I love seeing the projects go from start to finish. You really knowing that you're looking at these projects going, I had a part of that. So you get a sense of accomplishment in knowing that I help you help build that. I didn't physically, but my block is in it, or my concrete is in it, or you get that sense of accomplishment with that. You're part of this. You're part of building Newfoundland. You're part of the infrastructure.
Newfoundland is really on the cusp of a boom right now. How's concrete products in New Crete? What are you sensing in your own discussions about that growth? What's happening in
And is there something that's keeping you up at night?
Yeah.
There's always something keeping me up at night.
I mean, staffing is a big issue.
It is a big issue, yeah. Yeah, it's staffing. We don't see much issue with supply chain.
That's good.
You know, but staffing is definitely, but we have a great core, you know, of employees, you know, long-term employees. You know, Concrete Products itself, this is its 76th year, you know, and we've got employees that are there 20, 30 years, right? So, you know, it's. But, you know, I mean, we're all excited, you know, I mean, you always want more business, right?
Yeah.
You know, so the busier it is, the happier we are.
Right.
What's the approximate complement of people working for Concrete Products in New Crete, I guess?
So it peaks, right? So, you know, obviously in the winter we don't have as many. So in the winter there's around 70 to 80. And then at peak times with projects and stuff, we go up upwards of 200.
Wow.
200 people, Alan?
Well, that's fantastic, and I love the fact that many of them have been around for decades.
Yeah.
That says a lot about a company, when people are around for decades, right?
Yeah.
And you're a big part of that. Listen, thank you very much for your conversation today, and thanks for being a role model for many people in this industry, and you got to be the most humble person I've ever met. So, thank you for your humility and what you're offering to the construction industry largely in Newfoundland.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds.